Now that you've worked on your fear, what about your other beliefs and mindset that is holding you back in your small creative business? What do you need to believe in order to move towards your goals? Welcome to Explore Your Enthusiasm with me, Tara Swigert. This is episode 296. And over the last few weeks, we have talked a lot about what is holding you back from reaching your goals this year. We've talked about how a lot of you say what's holding you back is you. Fear is at the heart of a lot of what keeps you from doing what you want to be doing. But another aspect of what is holding you back is what you believe about yourself, about your business, about how the world works. This is your mindset. It's a set of beliefs that form your frame that you look at the entire world through, and this shapes your whole life. Not just your business, although we're going to apply it to your business today, but this shapes how you move through the world, why you do what you do. So it's important to be aware of it and to have a mindset or a frame that is empowering, that moves you where you want to go and doesn't hold you back. Now, before you think, yeah, I've got to have the right mindset, but what I really want are 5 steps to grow my Instagram, let me stop you right there. Take a minute or just like the next 10 minutes of this podcast to go deeper on this before you think about hacks and strategies and growth. Because if your mindset and your beliefs are holding you back, it won't matter how many tactics you learn. For Instagram or Etsy or craft shows, it won't matter how many new strategies you try. It won't matter what tools you use. It won't matter because you will keep holding you back. We're going to talk about a few different ways your beliefs can hold you back. And the first one is your mindset, specifically what you believe you are capable of and how the world works. Over the years, you've heard me talk about this a lot. You've heard me talk about the research that's in the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. As a researcher, she looked across different areas, schools, businesses, sports, and found that people think of themselves and their challenges in one of 2 ways, either with a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. Now, a fixed mindset is believing that you are the way you are and that you are not capable of changing. It's the born with it idea, right? She was either born good at this or born good at that. It's innate. Or it happened in childhood, but you're fixed now that you're an adult. And a growth mindset is believing that you can grow and improve and learn new things. So it's the thinking well, I'll just keep trying and I'll get better. It's actually a Daniel Tiger's song about this that's very popular in our house. You probably heard about this research before. I've been talking about it since the very beginning of my podcast. So do so many of the business teachers out there because it is vital to the growth of your business. And you've probably decided already, well, I want to have a growth mindset. I want to believe that I'm capable of change because that's what it'll take to grow my business. But this is actually way harder than a one-time decision. This comes up in your life again and again. And here's what I've noticed in the last few years of talking to makers and artists about growth mindset in their own business. Actually, we don't even have to be talking about growth mindset. We can just be talking about their business. And these things come up and I recognize it as a growth mindset issue. First of all, you probably have different mindsets in different areas. You might feel like a very growth mindset oriented when it comes to a relationship. We can figure this out. But you might feel very fixed mindset when it comes to your finances. Oh my gosh, we'll never figure this out. It's never going to get any better, right? We all have areas where we think this is just how I am. It could be the way that you eat, the way that your finances are, the way that your business is, the way your relationship is, the way that you parent, the way that you dress. You just decide this is how it is. And a lot of times we don't even recognize those areas because we just think they're fixed. There's nothing to be done. That's fine if you're happy with it the way that it is, but if you want to make a change, that fixed mindset's going to get in the way of you actually doing anything to change it, because you're not going to believe it's possible. Now, the second thing I've noticed is that time and experiences can change your mindset. So I found that the more experienced you are in an area, the easier it is to become fixed in the belief that you've learned everything and figured it all out. Yes, it was possible that I would learn and grow and change, and now I have, and I'm here, and that's it. So when you start to say, that won't work for me, I've tried that, it never works, those are red lights to me when I'm talking to a business owner that there is nothing I can do to help this person because they believe that they already either know it or they believe that it is not possible for it to work. So I can't do anything until they change their mindset around that, and I can't change your mind. So until they shift from I already know what I do to I can learn and keep trying new things, there's not a lot that any teacher is going to be able to do for your business except for shift your mindset first. Now, I'm guilty of this too. I started out my business with a growth mindset. I knew there was so much I didn't know, and I knew that I could learn it. Over time, I learned more and my mindset became more fixed as I learned more. I think I know what works in my business, what doesn't, and what is worth my time. So my challenge all the time is to try new things with a mindset of, I can learn how this works for me. I could see if maybe it didn't work then, but it would work now. I could go about it and figure it out until it does work. So I do this through trying new tools like TikTok, or trying new strategies like webinars, or even trying entirely new business models. You want to make sure that as you grow and your business grows, you still are open to the idea that you don't know everything and that you can learn to make something work for you. For example, a great example of this is Facebook ads. So many people say, well, I tried a Facebook ad, I didn't see a result. That's not how Facebook ads work. That's not how any advertising works. How they work is you keep trying, you keep iterating, you keep trying, basically just different things all of the time until you find the audience that works for you, the creative, like the image and the text that works for you, the link that works for you, and then what are you going to do with those people after they click that link? Like all of that will be tweaked until it's working, and then it'll have to be tweaked again because people change. So that is a growth mindset around ads versus the fixed, like I tried it, it didn't work, it's not for me. So when we're talking about how you're getting in your own way of reaching your goals, the question you need to ask yourself is, do you believe you can grow and change? What areas in your business feel really fixed to you right now? What seems stuck? And what areas do you feel really open to learning in? Notice those. Those are probably areas of growth and areas that are doing well or areas that you're excited about. Think about how you could apply those to the bigger issue or your bigger goal of whatever's standing in your way. How can you apply that growth mindset to it? Now, to learn more about mindset, because I've talked about it a lot, you can listen to episode 263, which is all about using failure as fuel and about shifting your mindset around failure. And you're going to find that at tarsweiger.com/podcast 263, or just scroll through however you're listening back to 263. And way at the first year of my podcast, episode 49, which is mindset, the key to success. That is where I lay out way more about this fixed and growth mindset. If this is the first you're hearing about it, go back to episode 49 and listen to that. It's going to walk you through all the basics of it. Another aspect of your belief that affects your business is your expectations and your flexibility. What do you expect will happen? And in what timeline? And then what? These expectations can get in the way without you even realizing it because you don't know you have them. So I'm really surprised when people tell me that they're quitting their business because it didn't reach a really outsized goal in a very short time period. It makes me wonder, did you really want a business which is doing work every day forever? Or did you just want that goal? Usually it's money. Like you just wanted money in this amount of time and you thought the business would get it for you. I'm going to say this really clearly. Having a business is doing the work day in and day out, whether you reach a particular goal or not. Having a business is a learning and changing and experimenting and being flexible. If you don't want to do that, you don't want to have a business. And hey, that is okay. You don't need to want to have a business. That is not the top goal in the world. Like you need to just live a life that is really fulfilling for you. If you want a for sure amount of money for a specific amount of work, then you're going to need to get a job. Because a job will pay you a specific amount of money for a specific amount of work because the person who's paying you that is taking on all the risk and unknowns. That's okay if that's what you want, but that's different than having a business. Owning a business is not like having a job at all. You can put in hundreds of hours of work and make $5, and the next week you can put in another 20 hours of work and make $2,000. It's not going to be that your hours of work equal a certain amount of money. And that expectation really trips people up. That expectation that if I have worked every day this week, I should make a livable income. That's just an unrealistic expectation in the beginning of your business, or if you haven't set up the foundations of your business so that that is true. The foundations being knowing where you're going, knowing your marketing message, and knowing that your business is profitable. If you haven't done your money foundation yet, it's not clear, then that's not realistic expectation. So I want to ask you, what are your expectations in your business? And if you have been listening for a while, then you know I do not believe in lowering your expectations. I believe in setting a high goal and working hard to get there. But I also believe that you should expect your business to behave as a business and not like a job if you're going to stay motivated to keep doing it. Your expectations need to be that you will have to tend your business and you will have to change with it and you will have to be flexible and that you will adjust your expectations as you learn more about your business and as you and your business change. Because having the wrong expectations of your business can hold you back for appreciating what it's doing, appreciating what you're building, appreciating it for what it is, and it can hold you back from putting in the work that you actually need to do to reach the goal you want to reach. Take a look at what are you expecting from your business? Where are you expecting it to perform in a way that it's not performing? And what are you doing to reach that expectation? Because you could shift an expectation into a goal and realize, hey, if I don't reach this goal, I'll just keep going. The last point is a little bit about growth mindset and it's a little bit about confidence, but I want to pull it out from the other stuff we said about growth mindset so you really think about it. The most important belief you hold in your business is your belief about yourself. Positive or negative, what you believe that you can do is going to shape what your business does. The number one indicator of the success your business has is what you think is possible. Yes, your belief in what you think you can do is going to shape how fast or how far your business goes. And the reason why is because if you don't think you can do it, you won't do it. If I don't think I can run a marathon tomorrow, I'm not going to go try to run a marathon tomorrow. If you don't think it's possible, you won't do the work. If I think I'll never run a marathon, if I think that's beyond my body's capability, then I'm never going to go out and train for it, even if I have the perfect training plan and I say I'm going to do it. If I really in the back of my mind don't think it's possible, even if I get started, I'm going to fall off of it pretty quickly. Now you might be thinking, Tara, you just told me to have realistic expectations in my business. What do you mean I can believe it's possible? Yeah, you need to expect your business is going to act like a business, but how big you dream of making that business and what you think you are capable of doing is going to determine how hard you work at making it happen. I'm saying expect your business to be a business, and then within that framework, you work as hard as you want to or can to get where you want to or can go. So expect that your business is going to have ups and downs, that it will take work and growth and it will challenge you, but believe that you can do that. That you can still make it happen. Other people have had businesses and have reached the goals you want to reach. So that means that's a realistic expectation. But you have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe that you are capable. You have to believe that you will learn what you need to learn. That's growth mindset right there. Here's what I can tell you for sure. If you believe you are not capable enough to make this happen, it will not happen. Not because you weren't capable, but because you didn't do the work. Because your lack of belief stopped you from following through. This is not some just believe it and it will magically happen kind of stuff. This is the hard fact that if you don't believe it, you won't do the work. If you don't believe it, it won't happen. If you do believe it, you still have a lot of other stuff you have to do on top of that belief, right? The work. And listen, maintaining that belief is not easy. I know I've been in this place over and over and over in my business where I make a change and then I have to maintain the belief and follow through long enough to see the results. So I shifted the way my business works about 6 months ago, and I believe it is absolutely the right thing, and that it is absolutely going to allow my business to grow in a new way, and it is going to allow me to help and serve more people. But it's taking some time to see that change in dollar bills. It is taking me learning and growing in a bunch of new ways. It's taking me learning new tools. It's taking me changing over my email software. It's a hard work and it's actually expensive. But if that belief wavers, if I stop believing it's the right thing, I'm going to stop moving forward. And then I'll not only lose the money that I spent, but I will also lose future sales I would get if I completed and followed through on my plan. It will also kill my momentum and it will confuse my customers, and I will miss out on more sales if I just stop right where I am and change paths again. That's going to be confusing to everybody. If I maintain the belief and I keep moving forward while being flexible and learning new things and adding new things, then I'm going to see results because I believe in what I have to share is valuable and that it transforms people's businesses, and I want to help as many people as possible. And I know that the Starship in particular and this podcast as well does that. So if I lose belief and I stop doing it, I'm going to stop making the change that I want to make in people's lives. I'm going to stop being of service in the way I want to be of service. The same is true for you. Maintaining belief in yourself and your business direction is not going to be easy, but giving up or stopping halfway through is not a better option. It may be easier to just stop or try something else, like it might feel easier, but when you do that too often, you start to feel scattered and confused, and your customers feel scattered and confused about what you're doing, and you feel unfocused. So when you sit down, you're not sure what to do. And there are a lot of makers I talk to who are there every day. They have tried so many different options, so many different marketing strategies, that they're all turned around and confused about where they're going. And they're working on like 100 things at once, and none of them have momentum. None of them are clear to their customer. So they're not connecting effectively. If that's you, I have a workshop for you because this happens so much. I have a workshop that's going to help focus you on what really matters in your business and help you get focused on the direction you want to go in. You can find it at tarasweiger.com/foundations, and I'll have the link in the show notes. But that's tarasweiger.com/foundations. Wherever you're watching, scroll down a little, click on that. I hope this series about what is holding you back and how to move past those blocks, I hope that this has helped you get closer and closer to your 2020 goals. That is why I talked about it all in January and February, because I want us all to be able to reach our 2020 goals. I want to hear how it's helped you. Please come over to Instagram and send me a message. I'm at tarasweiger. You can comment on my most recent post or send me a DM. I love to hear from you. Now, next week, I am sharing my most favorite books of the quarter. I've read some really good books this last quarter, and I do this every quarter, a roundup of my favorite books. And in 4 weeks, we're going to have the 30th episode spectacular. I wish my voice would be like spectacular when I say it. It's going to involve you and your questions, so be sure you've joined our private Facebook group. That's where I'll be posting how you can get involved. It'll be totally free and fun for you to get involved. You might even hear yourself on the podcast. So make sure you've joined our private group where I share all the details. That is at facebook.com/groups/tarasweiger. Join there. Right now, as I record this, you're going to get to vote on what we do for the 300th episode. Once the voting is complete, you'll get to participate. I'll have the details there. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you a confident, enthusiastic week.